carried a lot of road for Portland this year. Another, of course, huge connection between these schools is longtime Stanford player and assistant coach Eric Reveneau, who was a head coach at the University of Portland.
Did a nice job, took him to tournament.
And how about that? Portland gets going right away with a 3 from Cameron Williams.
Portland is a good basketball team who can really shoot the ball. It's just a question of whether they can hang physically with Stanford, because Stanford's big and strong if they can get basketball. Boy, I like this kid.
Yeah. Ooh, Rahosi, A.J. Rahosi had that roll around, but not through.
I love his story, too. Transfer from Claremont Mud.
Yep.
That's
wow,
what he does.
How about that?
No, that's what he
adjustment.
Does. I mean, he just is a clever player. He actually played pro in Australia for a couple of years, coming out because they thought he was too small.
Yeah, a little sliding screen there by Aiden Kamen, and he's called.
Dribble handoff. The guy handling the ball's got to wait for the screen. The turns wide open, and he can shoot it. He is a good shooter from there, no question.
Yeah. That little adjustment by Foxwell, I mean, that's the kind of stuff you...
Well, he's clever.
Yeah, you don't see as much of that.
Yeah, he's not a power player. He's a clever player.
It's a good word. Oh, there's Benny Gealer, speaking of clever. Sneak attack, steal, and finish.
You know, I was thinking coming to do this game, Ted, how Benny Gealer represents everything that college basketball should be. Ooh, that's deep.
That was Matusz Wronski, who's from Slovakia, averaging just under 7 a game for Portland. 3 international players in the starting 5 for Portland.
Here's a guy you got to pay attention to if you're Portland. You've got to pay attention to Okori. He is the real deal, Ted. He can split, he's fast, he's quick, gets to the basket.
Well, Mike, since we saw that play, we got to say that is one of, I mean, it's a play we see executed all the time, intentionally missing a free throw. I should say we see it attempted. Okori with the miss. We see it attempted a lot. Rarely do you see it pulled off as cleanly as Stanford did.
Well, no
nice
question.
Fast break.
There was a little bit of luck involved in terms of where the ball bounced.
Sure.
Gealer runs to the corner. He finds it right away. He has no time on the clock. He recognizes that, and he launches. And the kind of shot he shot is what he shoots, just like that, right there. That's what he does.
But back to the free throw, Okori intentionally missed that, and we see it all the time. Guys try to intentionally miss a free throw. They clang it, they bang it, they smash it. He had beautiful touch on it. He just missed it intentionally to the right side of the rim.
Yeah, well, Kyle Smith told him to shoot it high so it would come up and give his rebounders a chance to get a hand on it, and that's exactly what happened. Percentage-wise, that's not going to happen very many times.
No, that's right. But then the other part, Stanford was prepared. As we get late clock here, Ballou has to go. Nope, didn't get it off in time. Micah Ballou there on the last second effort for Portland. But what Stanford did, the other last part of that element was Kyle Smith had diagrammed. He had shooters in each corner. So
Gealer ran to the corner because you can't be in the corner. You got to be above the free throw line extended, and he ran to the corner.
But that was the diagram. Was he had shooters running to each corner, so either side they had a shot.
Yeah, Kyle told him to shoot it high so it would come up and give his rebounders a chance to X inside. That's one thing that he'll do. He'll exhaust a possession, but when he can do that, he's tough because he's good in the paint for sure.
Chisom Okpara. Okpara, that's just his 6th made 3. This is the 8th game of the year for Stanford. Oh, nice deflection. Again, that's Rahosi with a little post defense.
Yep, I love Rahosi, and I love his story. He's very clever.
Ooh, got blocked there, but follows it. Ooh. How about that?
See how he stayed with that?
Yep.
So he went to Washington State as a walk-on, played for Kyle Smith at Washington State, left, went to Claremont Mud, decided he wanted the education, transferred back, and he's really, really playing well. He's very clever, very smart, as one would expect going to Claremont Mud.
Michael Ballou there with the 3. And I'm going to amend your statement a little bit. He went to Washington State, but he didn't play very much for Kyle Smith. And
No. Well, it played.
He's on the
relative.
team. Right. But I'm saying it was smart because when Kyle left, he wanted to go play, so he goes to Claremont Mudd where he could play.
Right.
And get an excellent education.
Well, good straight up there. Refs let him a little bit physical in there. They'll let him play. I like it.
Foxwell got a break there. He
traveled.
Yeah, but then the running start by Wronski, and that'll get us to our first national influence that, Mike, it feels like we're seeing that at that, so-called mid-level tier of college basketball. We're seeing it a lot, internationals.
Well, the introduction of NIL, a lot of people at that level didn't have money. Nice up and under right there.
Abuka Okpara with his first points.
Well, you're going to see a lot of here, and you're going to hear a lot about him. He is the real deal. If he can do that, if he can shoot the three consistently, he is big time. Agrawal in the game. Nice. Back door.
That was Timo George setting it up.
Oskar Giltay in the game. Foreign athlete.
Ryan Agrawal. Okori and Gealer continue as the guards for Stanford.
They've got to do that. You got to get it out of his hands.
That's it. Now late clock. Gealer pushed out. Doesn't matter. Foxwell looking to push it. He did. He wanted to snap a pass there, and he couldn't.
A one-hand bounce pass, which you can't get back.
What page is that in the Montgomery playbook? The one-hand running bounce pass. I missed that book.
It's in the back, in the appendix.
That's what I thought.
The do's and don'ts section, that's in the don't section. But you really do have to double Okori and get the ball out of his hands. Now I see Dent is in the game for Stanford. Transfer from Dominguez Hills, Dent-Smith, who also had a really nice game the other day, had 3 deep threes.
Yep. Now good reversal by Gealer. Nice job to get it back to a wide open shooter.
Interesting, you got the biggest guy on the floor for Stanford shooting the 3.
So 2 threes made by Okpara. Stanford foul here. That'll be on Okpara.
Talking about that game where they beat St. Louis, Ryan Agrawal hit a very improbable shot as well. He leaned in trying to get the foul. They didn't call it, and he still made the 3, which allowed them to have a chance.
The funny thing, I'm watching Portland, Mike, and you watch 6.5 minutes of play, and you can see that a lot of what they do is going to run through Foxwell.
Yes.
Isn't it?
And he's clever, but I think Stanford's size and their discipline is going to cause him problems. His one-hand flip passes and his cleverness may not sell at this level.
Oskar Giltay, also the international flavor, Belgian. Okpara tried to get it in, does. And Giltay scores the N1. There you go with Timo George called for the foul there. You can see the body bump.
Not too much, but enough. This kid really gets off the ground. He is a shot blocker deluxe, long arm freshman out of Belgium. Stanford has its share of foreign athletes as well. That's the latest thing.
And the funny thing is, so you talk about a long guy, shot blocker, and then you watch that free throw and you see the form and you see the ball come off his hand and you realize he's a classic Euro big man.
Yeah,
he can shoot it.
I was just going to say, Europeans learn how to play because they have to, because that's what they do. They spend half the day in their practice on fundamentals.
That pass, and Giltay defended it. Deflection ends up with Portland. Now have to shoot it. Oh, and they get the foul right at the end of the shot clock.
Yep, got bailed out.
Yep. That was Jermaine Balasager-Webb. Foul by Agarwal.
The mistake so many players do is trying to block shots. It's so rare that you're not going to get a foul called unless you're really that long guy that can get up and get the ball after it's been released. When it's in his hand, generally going to be contact.
And it hurts there, although the player may not be totally aware, but that was the last, literally, second of the shot clock.
Yes.
Okpara back in for Stanford. Okpara is averaging just under 34 minutes a game. And I would assume that's going to be a low number for him once conference play starts.
I would think when you get back in the ACC, they're going to need every bit of energy and explosiveness that he has to be successful. Their schedule in the ACC is very difficult this year. See how he splits?
Yes, that was so clean. And sets up Agarwal perfectly.
It's looking like he's looking to distribute a little bit more than he did early on. Generally, I would have said early on when he split like that, he would have tried to get to the basket. Here he finds the open man, which his teammates are going to appreciate.
And back on the contested rebound, back to Stanford. Both teams, you saw the number, both teams shooting well to start the game.
Turnovers have hurt Portland so far. They're not getting good shooting opportunities each time down the floor, which they're going to need to do at in this venue.
Stanford's made 5 out of 7 threes so far. And again to the weak side pass, Okpara sets up Dent-Smith.
Stanford being very unselfish at this juncture, trying to find the open man on the kick through rather than force it. That's typical Kyle Smith basketball. Get out, get away, he says, I want him. That's got to be something. That's got to be something.
That's good banging going on. That's a heavy shoulder use there by Matusz Ransky.
I don't get that. What are you supposed to do? You have to flop?
Well, that's a great call, Mike, because that's what you don't want to see, right?
Yeah, but you have to. If the official's going to let him bang you back 3 times, you're either going to flop or you're going to find yourself underneath the basket. Got to be a solution. You got to be able to defend.
Ooh, a Corey shot partially blocked. Saved Agarwal. Late clock. Oh, no rim there, so Portland back. Foxwell.
Eyes up, looking, surveying the floor. Smart guard play.
Quick release there. You can tell Foxwell played pro ball when you watch it.
No, he's
3-year pro player in Australia.
Not intimidated at all, for sure.
Exactly. And Dent-Smith drains it. His second shot, first made 3.
You cannot let Dent-Smith or Gealer catch the ball and shoot that set shot from straight. They'll make it every time.
6 made 3s already for Stanford in the first half of the opening half. And the Cardinal have the lead by 9.
Error that Portland's making right now.
And look at the left column there for a second. It was there. Stanford has 8 more shot attempts. That's the turnover issue.
Yeah, they're turning Portland over, and Portland's got to at least get shots. They're trying to be too clever. Stanford's bigger. They're physical enough and doing a nice job. They're well coached, as is Portland. They got to settle in.
Rahosi posting up.
Watch him spin. Kick straight out. That shot he can make.
Deep 3 missing. Foul underneath going on Stanford.
You know, it's interesting, Ted, how guys get caught in between. Ball goes into the post, and the guy defending a perimeter player stands halfway in between. Well, what's he doing? He's not doing anything. The ball kicks straight out, and Dent can shoot that. He is a really good, it's a set shot, but as a result, he can shoot it way deep. A la Steph Curry, who's changed the shooting in college basketball and the range because he shoots a semi-set shot. Nice backdoor cut. Get up, caught the foul in traffic. Nice cut.
Yeah, good cut and the foul inside. The previous foul, the rebound foul, was on A.J. Rahosi of Stanford. And
You live
Dent-Smith.
with that, Ted, because Rahosi's aggressive. He's going to fight for everything. He's going to force contact. I really like him. I like the way he plays.
Can I say something? A.J. Rahosi, he'd have played for you.
Absolutely.
I look at him, I say, that's a Montgomery player.
Yeah.
Good entry.
Rotation.
Wow. James O'Donnell from Sydney, Australia, great position.
Transfer from USF. Look, see how he bangs in there. He's going to create space. Nice. See that?
Hammond driving.
Now, you're not going to notice this, but Rahosi cleared out and sealed his guy inside and gave him a clear pass, so there was no help right there. It's the little things like that that make the difference if you're coaching, trying to play against that. Nice.
Cameron Williams there.
Yeah, see, he can do that whenever he wants. Great change of pace, goes left, gets fouled.
Watch this. Here's your play, Mike.
Yep, see how he seals him right there? 7 tries to get over and help, can't do it. Oronsky, great seal. It's the little things. That's what basketball is supposed to be all about. The little subtle things that nobody pays attention to.
Well, and that's what I love, because that play doesn't make highlight shows, except the coach. Except for the coach.
That's why every time there's a highlight, it's always the dunk. You know, that counts 2, just like that seal got him 2. He's going to spin. He's going to try to spin.
Got caught inside, staying in.
No.
Whoops, Cameron, didn't let go of the ball in time.
Well, you can't leave your feet and then put it down. That's Okpara is a beast inside, and when he gets a ball inside, he's going to exhaust his opportunity, but he's so doggone strong, you know, and he rips through and gets, but they did a nice job that time.
I'm looking at Kyle Smith, and I'm thinking, I saw you that way a lot. Place like that would happen.
Kyle's got a little bit better place a little bit more room to put his elbow than I had. Oh, nice. Now that's good. That's a nice looking shot.
Yeah.
But the mid-range game, you know, it's kind of gone the way of the Buffalo.
Benny Gealer back. Has the foul line. Nope. Cameron has the block. Nope. Denied there by Timo George.
I like the no call because if space was created by the offensive players, the official said, okay, we'll let you play.
George from Amsterdam, the Netherlands, not New York.
He begged that.
Wow. Yeah, tough.
If he
foul
leaned
there.
in and created that, he created the contact. Be interesting to see if they reviewed that, whether that'd be a foul or not. Probably not worth reviewing. Tough call, though.
Yes. Bubba gets us to a timeout. Stanford up 9.
James O'Donnell, and of course Foxworth is from Australia as well.
And here's Matusz Wronski at the line.
If you're looking at the difference right now in the score, Stanford has 21 shots to Portland's only 13, and 6 for 12 from 3, which is pretty fancy shooting.
And to tag that international thing, Mike, not just going out and finding international players yourself, but taking, for example, Wronski played 3 years at Duquesne.
Yes.
The A-10, and so you get him out of the transfer portal for the final year.
From Slovenia, and they got 2 junior college transfers from Trinity Valley, where they won the junior college championship last year. Good defense by Portland on this possession thus far.
Oh, Corey tried to get it back to Giltay of Stanford. Portland intercepts. And then Giltay.
Good hustle.
Boy, that is. And Timo George, they go down. Foul's going to be on George of Portland.
I'd like to see that right here. Well, okay, good call. Yeah, he
Yep.
took his legs out
Took
from
his
underneath.
tackling.
But I love the hustle. I mean, I love him going after preventing a basket like that. As a coach, you want to reward hustle, but as an official, you have to make the call. You have to protect the players on the floor.
The only difficult part of that play to me has always been when the guy goes low. You take somebody's legs out.
Yeah.
That's your livelihood.
Yep, for sure.
Okpara got in, and then Giltay for the finish.
Second side block, he would have been better off staying home and rebounding a miss rather than try to go for a block, which allowed his guy to come weak side. They're containing Foxwell, doing a nice job and not allowing him to use his cleverness, if you will.
Right now it's Benny Gealer. Look at Gealer trying to stick to him. Here's that little clever play, Mike. That's a great word to use to describe him. It's going to get O'Donnell of Portland to the foul line.
Really nice little play. Spins inside, gets the big guy, throws it over the top. Stanford doing a nice job of rallying to the ball, though a little aggressive on that particular situation.
Cameron Grant, first appearance for Stanford. Rossi has 2 fouls. Okpara of Stanford also with 2 fouls. So 2 starting forwards right now are sitting.
Stanford very aggressive defensively, maybe a cause of the foul problems they're in, but Portland having a hard time getting good shots. See, there's a split right there.
Man, is he good.
Anytime he wants.
Exactly, he's so good at that.
Yeah, if you give him a crack, he'll split it, and he's very good left or right finishing around the basket.
Well, Okpara Okpara's been a little bit of a local secret so far, and it'd be interesting once ACC play starts in the country season.
Well,
and how he measures up against the country.
I like his chances. He's not going to be as dominant for sure, nor should he be. Or should you expect that?
O'Donnell with a finish. Stanford will open conference play here on the New Year's week. They'll have Notre Dame and Louisville here.
You cannot leave Agarwal with his feet set. He is a very, very good shooter. Now, he's a little tardy, doesn't move as quick to create shots for himself. But if you get him an inside-outside look,
how about
see that? Yeah.
Man. Wow. What a spin in the one-handed scoop.
He's used to compensating for his size. Oh, watch out now.
Oh, Corey!
Come on now.
How nice is that? That Giltay Leggins immediately says timeout.
If he can set up his drives with that,
wow.
Watch out. Look how deep he is.
Yeah.
He splits, goes right up underneath, uses the glass and finishes.
But look at this.
Yeah, that's deep. Going to his left. He's a special player.
And he's got a 6'8" wingspan there in Williams of Portland to get that shot over.
Ted, I think that if the Stanford coaching staff told you they knew he was this good, they'd be lying to you. I don't think they knew he was this good.
Well, no. As you see, the defensive numbers and how Stanford has done so far, #1 in defensive rebound percentage, which is awfully impressive. Kyle Smith, when we were here a couple of weeks ago, and I just asked him, he said, look, Okpara, Mike, you heard me say this, he said, was one of those guys that whichever team we put him on in practice, his team won.
Yeah.
And so therefore you say, okay, I've got to start the guy.
That's my line. That was Brevin Knight.
Yeah, exactly.
I said, hey, guys, I had another player thought he should have started. I said, look, every time I put Brevin on a team, his team wins. I put him with 4 managers. They win. So guess who started? The other night, not to wear the subject out, but Okpara had 14 at half.
That was Giltay creating that turnover.
In the second half, he decided to make others better, and he did. He quit trying to score, and he made his teammates better and allowed them to win that game.
And that's another element of what we've always called point guard play that seems to, I would say it's not totally gone, but it seems to have diminished.
Yes.
Where point guards score now, but do you make others better? Good back tap there by Agarwal.
Set shot from Gealer counter.
And there it is.
He and Agarwal, Dent will make those inside-outside shots extremely high percentage of the time. You've got, oh boy.
And Stanford just breaking this open here in the latter portion of the first half.
Portland's got to regain their poise. They're a little bit rattled right now. They've got to run offense, get good shots, not going to get it back all at once.
10 points for Okuri in the first half.
Trying to play bully ball. Move.
And yeah, Grant stood up to the bully. And Foxwell has to pick it up. So a heave coming here from Knuckles. But Williams saves the day for Portland by getting the rebound, then got Giltay of Stanford up in the air.
The one thing Stanford's not allowing, even though they're fouling a little bit, they're not allowing anything for free. They're being very, very aggressive, and it's really causing Portland problems.
There's the back tap that set up.
Yeah, well, I mean, Stanford's playing really hard, and that just was a careless dribble. Whoops.
Committed to Harvard, but Dad said you got to go visit Stanford, and Okuri ends up here, and he's making a mark in just his 8th game.
Out of Brewster Academy in Nashua, New Hampshire. Now look right here. That's a smart play. Rather than so many young players think they have to dunk that. He protected the ball with his body, gets the basket, take the 2 points, get out of Dodge. That's just smart, efficient basketball.
And you said is Williams, Cameron Williams makes 2 at the line for Portland. That was what you just described, Mike, reflects the other description that he was a prep school player, an academy guy. He was one of those guys that was always playing above his age.
Yeah, well, and he's a smart player, and I guess what would you expect from Stanford, but he's a smart player. He knows how to play. Academic excellence doesn't necessarily equate to court awareness.
Dent-Smith lets fly. Wow! Jeremy Dent-Smith continues Stanford shooting. That's their 10th made 3.
Both those shooters shoot set shots, and they go to the left to shoot them because it brings the ball back in the middle. Little things like that make a difference.
Is that what you call the shooting pocket?
Well, yeah, because
Keeps
your
the
right
ball
shoulder's
right.
already squared.
Yep.
You don't have to get it from side to side. Jesse Rogers sitting on the baseline back behind there. Great friend of the program's.
Yep.
Stanford is being very physical, and it is paying off for them. They've got Portland really backed off and out of sorts.
You have a little hook there as Williams misses the one. And whoa, look at Gealer. Nice job to flash in and steal that long rebound. But you have a little hook there, and you know, Portland had an impressive win. They beat Long Beach State by 20 and shot lights out to do it.
They shot 70 from 2. They shot 50 from 3 and 90 from the line. And I questioned my son, who's on that staff. He said, Dad, they shot. And I said, well, did you think about defending?
Did you text your son for the defensive game plan?
No, that was an old Judd Heathcote trick when you got beat bad. I did text Mark Few and ask him for his game plan against Michigan. I haven't heard back from him yet. Judd used to do that to us all the time. You had to know Judd to appreciate that. Very subtle little dig.
Giltay makes one.
They've done a really nice job on Foxwell because he kind of makes the thing go.
And that's a nice compliment to Gealer.
Yes.
Not just the shooting, but here's a guy that taking on a defensive assignment. And there's a good finish by Cameron Williams.
Big, strong finish. In all fairness, Riley Parker, who was the guy that Shante Liggins said is the point guard and really is the glue to this team, is out. And they really are having to move people around position-wise. Look again, that Dent shot.
Whoa!
See how deep that was?
Wow.
Make him put it on the ground. Make him prove he can make it too.
Well, the three-point shooting in this first half, a huge part for Stanford as they're closing in on 50. Nice feed inside, and Williams finishes and one. Well done, Cameron Williams. Amidst the international players, here's an American from Cape Girardeau, Missouri. And you talked about him being part of the junior college national championship team.
Yep. Trinity Valley Junior College averaging just under 10, a junior. Shante Liggins described him as an emotional player, which is good. You need to play with some emotion, as long as you keep it under control. Nice three-point play right there.
And whoa, high pass saved by Aiden Kamen. Tough shot there by Gealer.
Really tough. Got to get those two guards at least on the move and don't let them stand outside and get set shots. That's nice rebound right there.
There it is. Tough shot, but Jermaine Balasager-Webb gets the putback. 7-second clock difference.
Try to run it down as best you can, not give.
Kamen will get to the line.
Just creating contact with that. Move your feet, make them shoot over the top of defense. Stanford is being very aggressive and definitely getting the edge with their aggressiveness and their physical play.
Aiden Kamen stepping into a starting role this year. He's just over 7 points a game and 4 rebounds.
He too is from Brewster Academy, by the way. A little pipeline.
And Stanford has opened up this lead. And remember, they've played the latter part of this first half without Chisom Okpara and A.J. Rahosi. Kyle Smith protecting both with 2 fouls. Last shot coming here, high screen. Roll, Foxwell can't get it to the big man, doesn't get it to his own teammate. Okori's gonna have half-court shot.
Excellent half of basketball from Stanford University. Really nice job. Portland's got to go regroup.
And Stanford shot it. 57% three-point shooting and a half since February of 24 against USC. They set a school record in that game with 19 threes. We'll see if they threaten that here tonight.
They've got to force Stanford's big guys to score without helping and kicking to three. Rahosi loves to step through.
Ooh, just missed it short. So Rahosi and Okpara back on the floor to start the second half for Stanford. Both sat out good chunks of the first half with 2 fouls.
Nice.
There you
start.
go.
Yep.
Same thing you talked about, the right-hander sliding left for the shot.
Yep, it keeps his right shoulder in place. Portland's got to change what they're trying to do defensively. If they're going to beat you, make them beat you in the paint because they're killing them from 3, obviously.
Michael Ballou making just the 3rd 3 of the game for Portland, and there's the finish for Stanford. Okpara.
Okay. How can you let a guy that big, they screen themselves. 14 has to step in and take a charge, although he might be smarter than, I think.
Discretion, Mike.
Discretion is a better part of valor there.
And we talked about Obuko Okori, of course, who had originally committed to Harvard. And of course, Okpara played at Harvard. Those are the kind of transfers that fit at Stanford.
Yeah, absolutely. And Harvard has done a great job with this basketball program over the years. Tommy Amaker has had several opportunities. Oh, that's got to be a foul.
Tap by Williams. No, and the rebound.
He was not
kept it alive.
He was not vertical. You got to call that.
Cameron steps in and is fouled. I will tell you that you're getting snippets, folks around the country who don't know the excellence of Mike Montgomery's coaching career and why officials love him now.
Well,
every one of them comes over to say hi to you now.
They used to come over and say hi to me. It was on the bench too, but it was much more guarded.
Aiden Kamen at the line for Stanford.
Stanford is an excellent shooting team, really. Now, I'm not saying Kamen can get shots on his own, but you get an open look, they're going to make them. Free throws are a perfect example of that. Nice shot right there.
Yeah. Knocked down by Matusz Ronsky.
Duquesne transfer.
And Rahosi finishes on the other end.
Now they've gone inside now, away from the three-point shot, because that's obviously what Portland's. Cut to the ball, please.
Whoa, wow. Kamen reacts. First look, understandably. Let's see the second look here.
You have to call that.
Yep.
Took him completely out of his vertical ability to jump.
Yep, little body bump there.
Yep. You know, you're protecting your shooters, basically what you're doing, allowing the shooter the opportunity.
James O'Donnell, a sophomore, just about a 10-point-a-game start to this year at Portland as Agarwal returns for Stanford.
I said this once, he's Australian and he was a transfer from USF.
And you, in your early years here, had one of the first Aussies to come over and play basketball in the States.
One of my favorite all-time, Andrew Blahoff.
One of the I don't think he was the first, was he?
Australian?
He was one of the first.
For me, I think he was a
well,
first.
definitely for you.
Yeah, I don't know, but he's just a winner. He's one of those guys, he's a man's man. Players loved him, great leadership ability.
Rahosi, nice job by Rahosi to use the basket.
Boy, he's just taking O'Donnell to school one-on-one inside there.
6 points for Rahosi.
Nice
Here's
take.
the top scorer in the game right now. Individual scores, Cameron Williams with 14 for Portland.
Just spinning off contact and getting to the basket. Wow. He's just going to work inside there. Just having his way. Two bigs. But I guess that's better than 11 threes, huh?
Well, I was just saying, after the three-point shooting,
pick your poison.
The early part of this half is more what we come to see with Stanford.
Yeah.
Really good post play.
Yeah.
Hate scoring.
Can't guard inside one-on-one. You can't get to the three-point shooters. You're in for a long night. Oh, man.
Gealer steals one and adds two.
You know what Benny would have wanted to do in his dream? Jump up and throw that thing down.
Benny Gealer had an ACL that tear early in his time here at Stanford because he said he was basically a preferred walk-on, but that delayed it was the ACL. Maybe.
Are you saying that he had not done, he would have jumped up and thrown that down?
Saying maybe the ACL has limited the dunk.
Okay.
But that's guy.
Good defense right there.
Yeah.
Portland's being forced into really tough shots.
I remember, always like to remember things, and Jared Haas, who was a coach here for a long time, is the guy that gave Benny Gealer a shot. And it's paid off now in the last 2 years. Oh, a little extra step there by Okpara. So that'll get us to the first timeout of the second half. And Stanford hoping to continue this and make this a comfortable Monday night.
Kyle's a really good coach. He's proven it every place he's been. He understands what wins basketball games, and he has a way about him that kids buy into. I mean, it's not over the top. Nice take right there.
Timo George will get to the line.
Yeah. Well, Kyle you watch him practice, he doesn't raise his voice, he doesn't get real upset, he allows his assistants to have a lot of responsibility, but he has a good feel for the game. He understands what wins games, and that's paid off for him every place he's been.
Well, you have one Stanford band member behind the basket on the first free throw is trying to be a personal curtain of distraction, the Arizona State. There he is. Look what he's trying to do by himself. That was funny.
If he could play both those at the same time, that would probably be a bigger distraction.
The curtain of distraction is an Arizona State tradition. It's been going on for at least a decade, trying to distract opposing free throw shooters in the second half. Normally, it's pretty clever. Giltay caught, kept that pivot foot anchored. Boy, look at that. Man,
good ball movement.
Well, the ball movement deserved to make. Agarwal has to shoot it. Perhaps doesn't realize the shot clock was running out. He had to shoot it.
See how fast Gealer moved the ball to the corner?
Yes.
Just one more pass. Didn't even hesitate. Didn't even think about taking the shot. He moved it to the. That's what your teammates appreciate if people are sharing the ball.
I was going to say that possession deserved a make.
Well, yeah. Stanford very focused in on defense.
Shake outside, a little push shot there from Garrett Knuckles, junior from Texas.
Stanford has really committed itself to defense. For whatever the reason, whether they don't feel threatened or whatever it is, they are really defending, forcing Portland out of their offense and really not giving Portland good scoring opportunities. Garrett Knuckles into the game for Portland, transfer from Trinity Valley.
Block shot there. Well, we're entering the we are entered into December officially, and then you start thinking again about conference play. And one tradition I'm intrigued by, Mike, you lived it here a long time as a coach. Stanford is a quarter school, which always means final exams in December.
Yes.
And forever, Stanford basketball's had a long break without games in December for the students to take finals. They don't really have it this year. There's only 6 days coming up between games for Stanford. I was intrigued by that.
Well, the schedules have gotten completely out of whack. You know, the hard thing, too, though, is back in the day, if you're going to play in the NCAA tournament, I don't know how many times we ended up taking finals on the road when we were trying to play NCAA basketball games, which was really hard.
Well, the ACC doesn't do it. The Big Ten's doing it. Big Ten this week is playing conference games. ACC doesn't do it. The Pac tried it. You were here, I think, right? The Pac tried it for a while.
Yeah.
In December, but the problem was, again, everybody has different finals schedules.
Yeah, there's so many things going on. I can remember, and I can't remember who we were playing, but we were taking finals, and we were playing. It was a big game. Might have been Sweet 16 or something.
Oh, that's the tournament now you're talking March.
And the other team, they came out, and they were very, very, I don't know, critical, but mocking our kids because they were studying, because the press made a big deal about it, of course. And our guys just were trying to get the job done, but kind of irritated our guys, and we took care of business, which was fun.
Wow, there's the highlight play. Knuckles set that play up by stripping Okori and then throws the perfect pass.
Knowing your teammate, knowing his skills, because he went way up to Agarwal in a kind of a set shot there, which he can score on.
And again, running the floor at Portland. And Kyle Smith doesn't like that, so you can immediately see the coach coming out of Kyle Smith.
Nice steal right there. Sees his teammate. That's a hard play to complete, but he trusts his teammate. Go up and get it, throw it down. But
he's been contained. George has only played 7 minutes and change 3 fouls for him.
Yeah, George is a very physical player, and I think he's got caught with his hand in a cookie jar a little bit. But, I think it points out that an excellent scouting report from the Stanford staff as to what Foxwell wanted to do, taking it away, and having the kind of athlete that's disciplined enough to understand and do it.
Well, they peeled away. Portland did there, gave Okori the shot.
Didn't want to step into that. Portland doing a better job at taking away the obvious, and then he gambles on the pass.
Man, you hit it. That's the Curry shot.
Yeah, you gamble on
just a set shot
on the pass, and it just goes right to a wide open shot.
Fourth made 3 for Jeremy Dent-Smith. That's the first of the second half for Stanford.
Dent-Smith from Cal State Dominguez Hills.
And Rahosi took it right in, but denied by Balasager-Webb. Foxwell back.
Foxwell having a tough time with the physical play that Stanford's putting on him. And
Whoa, Dent-Smith, 5 threes. And Shante Leggins immediately pops up off the Portland bench.
You've got to find him and not let him just stand and shoot the ball. Goodness gracious. Why gamble on that pass? And KYP, know your personnel.
And Jeremy Dent-Smith put Stanford up to 25, biggest lead of the night. Jeremy Dent-Smith now with his best offensive night, his first and only year at Stanford. 5 threes.
Well, he's getting great looks, and I think Portland's just a little bit out of sorts. I think they're discombobulated. They just don't feel comfortable with anything they're doing, but stay attached to the shooters. I would much rather Stanford take me one-on-one at the post, but Portland's perimeter players are turning and being midway, and they're just kicking straight out. The scouting report tells you that Dent-Smith and Gealer can shoot that set shot from way deep.
Third foul on Aiden Kamen. And Knuckles got caught, and the deflected ball taken away by Stanford. 14th Portland turnover. And Dent-Smith heat check. And that was the opposite of what you talked about, Mike. There he's going to the right to shoot.
And he's not getting his shoulder back square, and I would take my chances with that. But that inside-outside pass, no way. Good.
Oh,
good
how about
rebound.
that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, George, the freshman, went big time. And the ball comes back to Stanford. Benny Gealer back in for Stanford.
Yeah, both shooters in now. I mean, Portland's just a little bit above its weight class right now. You know, they're getting bounced around. They can't get a clean shot. They're getting pushed and held and physicaled a little bit. And Stanford having a very good game, very well prepared and fired up, ready to play this game, coming off that tournament win.
And Stanford will have another, well, good name team coming in. Their next game will be here on Sunday against UNLV, its first-year coach. That's out of bounds on the sideline with Dent-Smith. Josh Pastner now running the UNLV program. Stanford, not except for the ACC season, though, by playing mostly here, they will have one actual road game in 2 weeks. They'll play about 12 miles from here at San Jose State.
Yeah, their schedule's set up to accommodate a very, very difficult ACC with a young team. It's designed to win games, and it should be. It's smart. It's what you should do. UNLV, of course, not the UNLV of old, but still formative.
All right, we have a couple of whistles here in the conference, and a foul is going to be on Portland.
Portland's job at this point is just to try to gain their composure and to learn from this and try to just edge back in. Going to win? No, not going to win. but to play better, gain your composure, learn from physical play. What do we have to do? How do we execute? What do we do? Coaches keep coaching them, players keep listening and learning, and you don't just get devastated by a pretty healthy loss.
A correction, the foul was on A.J. Rahosi of Stanford, his third.
Rahosi's going to get his pound of flesh.
Look at him muscling down low with the freshman, Timo George. What, Mike, would you say Stanford's offense so early year has proven to be patient?
Yes, they know what they're
hammered.
trying to do. They're trying to establish in the paint. Okpara is obviously a very strong, aggressive player in the paint. Rahosi's good. He's very clever in the paint. They're not exceptionally big, but what they've done is made people pay. When you drop a guy in to help at the post, they're kicking out to the shooters. Agarwal's a very good shooter, and we've chronicled the two guards are very good shooters. So a smart game plan, under control.
Yeah, just watching, it feels like you don't see them force stuff.
I think that would be a good description. They do not force. They're not, I mean, even Okori, who you feel like can get to the basket whenever he wants, is not looking to do that. He's looking to distribute, to share, and obviously if they needed 2 points at any given time, you feel like he could get to the basket in the paint if he needed to.
Obuka Okori has played 23 minutes tonight. He's out right now. And Stanford hoping that as we kick past the 10-minute mark here remaining, that they can keep this comfortable. Grant was looking to enter to Rahosi, didn't get there. So Okpara enters himself.
It's a nice matchup inside with Timo George versus Okpara. That's got to be a foul. Wow.
That's what Giltay Leggins thinks. Rahosi shuffled there as he caught the pass. Giltay Leggins thought the same exact thing you did, Mike.
Well, he's discussing it with the wrong officials, the wrong side of the floor. The officials right in front here didn't call it. You try to protect the shooters as best you can. Oh my.
How about that pass over? And that's been the one outside shooter tonight for Portland has been Micah Ballou. That's his third three.
Palmdale, California.
Dent-Smith already at 15 points, his most so far in 1 year at Stanford. Saw that pass coming. Sets up Gealer.
Count it.
Third for Benny Gealer.
Transition baskets, turnover to basket.
Oh, nice feed there. That's the second time that Knuckles has set up a teammate.
Absolutely. Nice pass, good vision.
That's two nice assists for Garrett Knuckles tonight. Dent-Smith has a very green light right now.
Well,
a 22-point game.
I mean, I think he's proven he can make that straightaway shot. Doesn't mean you're going to make it every time, but that's a pretty high percentage play.
Spinning in is O'Donnell, block Rahosi. 7 seconds to shoot, and Portland will have a timeout here to set up an inbounds play, a baseline set. All right, Dent-Smith has made those 5 threes tonight.
There's Gealer, looks to the crowd. The Agarwal can shoot the ball like that as well. Maybe Portland doesn't feel like they can match up one-on-one inside, but Right now, I think I would take my chances trying to play one-on-one inside rather than giving up all the threes.
And Portland needs a quick shot, and they'll get a quick foul. Williams on a baseline move. But not a shooting foul, so they'll have 20 seconds to shoot as you see Portland's up December games. They'll conference opener. Yes, conference opener will be Washington State on December 28th. But Cameron Williams had a nice night. That's 20 for Williams.
Looking for some bright spots, looking to execute. There's 7 minutes, still chance to learn. If you're Portland, try to figure out what we can do better. Nice take. Ooh, gonna count it. Goaltend with a slap of the backboard.
It still sounds strange to me, conference opener. Washington State.
Yeah.
Washington State and Oregon State playing one more year as an affiliate member of the WCC.
And the new Pac-12 with Gonzaga as a basketball member. Boy, Foxwell sure has been quiet, hasn't he, Ted? Ooh, nice take right there.
This guy's showing something. Cameron Williams, 22. Okpara going into Williams, draws the foul, and one.
One of the things that's hard to do, but you have to do, is you can't let a player step through with the ball, Ted. So he has him going to his left. You can't let him step through. You got to keep him from bringing the ball through. You got to get body tight and not let him do that, because you had him dead to rights.
Ooh, short.
Easier said than done when you're strong as a big fella.
There's what we're talking about, the Stanford schedule coming up, including a game against Colorado, an old foe. That'll be a neutral site game in Phoenix. And eventually December 30th here at Maples Pavilion, ACC opener for Stanford against Notre Dame. Oh, boy, again, running the floor, the good ball movement, and eventually, Corey, a little short on the shot.
Oh my.
And then fouled there on Ballou's shot. It'll be a three.
Cardinal rule, you do not foul a three-point shooter, make a miss, get him off balance. Any kind of contact up around the wrist ball area is going to be called.
See behind Kyle Smith there, longtime West basketball coach and Jim Shaw, who was with Kyle at Washington State.
Also coached at St. Mary's years ago.
All right, Ballou gets it under 20 for the first time in a while.
And my old pal Eric Revenue, the general manager's associate head coach. The first team here at Stanford. All-time great teammates.
Gealer had a good look. Foxwell trying to get himself a look. Instead it's Ballou barreling in. Eventually Portland will inbound here with 17 to shoot.
Stanford has been very physical in this game inside. Portland's just really getting kind of manhandled, if you will.
What Stanford has not done, because their three-point shooting's not been as prolific in the second half. 51 points at the half, only 28 so far in the second.
It would be unlikely that a team would continue to shoot at that level. And Shante Liggins is a veteran coach. He's been around the block, so I'm sure he made adjustments and said, guys, let's try something different. They're killing us from three. Let's drive them off the line, make them score in the paint.
Oskar Giltay coming in. Shante Liggins' team's just slowly edging these foul shots. And again, inside at 20.
Well, if they could get it to 12, 14 points, something like that, they would feel much better about themselves going home, getting back in the bus.
See if Stanford tries to go inside here. Gealer got in. Giltay rather was looking for the pass on the roll, didn't get it. And there's another setup to George. Stanford back. Okpara runs the floor and then
smart foul. Don't
just
give him a layup.
Matush Wronski prevents that.
I think Portland has sort of fallen in love with that lob pass a little bit more than I'd prefer. I mean, I'd rather have a straight pass for the basket rather than try the fancy stuff, but cost him a bucket there and probably has cost him some other baskets. Make the easy pass, easy play.
Okpara, 77% foul shooter this year and has been just behind Okorie in scoring, 15-7. And he's a
big, strong lad.
And he's got that interesting split. Okpara coming into tonight's game, more offensive rebounds than defensive.
Well, he likes to score the ball, and he gets in that paint. He's a monster, boy. He'll spin, he'll turn, he'll get to the basket.
Look at that, he's taking advantage here of the matchup.
Nice take.
Yeah,
right
yeah, just he had much shorter man on him. Wronski, 6'8", took Dent-Smith in.
But he kept his head up and would have seen a double team coming, made a nice play, very patient.
Nope. Wow, we got a foul first. Giltay couldn't get free to try to haul in that pass.
Had Giltay caught that, he would have gone up and thrown that down because he's a sky pilot. He really plays above the rim.
I want to see that. You were talking.
Well, he's blocked some shots, and the few times I've seen him, that he's just gone up and really gone above the square and gotten them.
Oh, missing the front end. All right, so Stanford, his the last 10 minutes of the second half, they've not been able to just finally put this away. Giltay had it, then didn't, and O'Donnell lays it in for Portland.
Stanford gone to a zone who's slowed things down a little bit, but maybe taken a little bit of their aggressiveness away.
I was watching that in the Stanford shoot-around today, how much they were practicing zone, and of course that's just so unusual after recent Stanford history. A couple of head coaches here that we're not big zone guys.
You know, it's interesting that all of a sudden the three-point shot is not going down as much. Same shots pretty much, and Portland's been able to cut into this thing a little bit.
That's why I suggested earlier, I wonder if they try to go back and pound it in. Play clock, Foxwell. Nope, and a good rebound by Okpara.
You know, that goes down, Ted. It's a 13-point game. It sort of makes it a little bit more interesting.
That went down. I was expecting a timeout. Although we're in a official timeout zone. Giltay in, nice spin and finish. Spinning to the left is tough.
Well, they're letting him get into your body. Boy, they like that lob.
Yeah. And then feeding George inside and one.
Good call.
Agarwal called.
Got to have a spot to come down to the ground. 16 seconds over the top. Yeah, see now he had no place to land. He has to have the ability to change directions, and he didn't have it. Good call. but he's got kids that stay and they learn the system and then they're very good. And Herb's done a really good job at Santa Clara, but there's only been one Gonzaga. Next year they're going to be in the Pac-12.
They are. You watch them. I know, obviously seen them on television a couple of times. They are men.
Yes.
They are men.
Well, Mark Few's done a great job. I mean, he really has. You know, we used to laugh. And
Agarwal, nice job. Just beat Williams on that drive.
Agarwal, a very sound fundamental player.
Oh, how about that split by Foxwell? That was a good job inside. Giltay fouls.
You just, for as much influence as Joel Foxwell has had on games up to this point for Portland, Stanford has done an excellent job of taking him out and not making him be a factor. Not allowing him to be a factor, really. But he's just a freshman, even though he's an old freshman, because he did play post-high school in Australia.
All right, Timo George at the line.
Of course, we did talk a little bit, some people that have stopped by to talk to us and so forth about the lack of any rules that exist anymore, you know, in terms of the rules that used to be 5 years to play 4 and all this stuff. There are no rules anymore. The NCAA's lost total control of things.
And stunningly, as it is a 15-point game here, just over 2 to go. Portland had a player denied a waiver this year, play a 6th year, and I was stunned when I heard that because I didn't know that happened anymore. I didn't know anybody had a waiver denied.
Yeah, and I think he's playing someplace else.
Just go play.
Which I think he did. I think he went someplace else and is playing. You said it best. What'd you say? Ask permission later?
Well, the way it's going right now, teams just play everybody and you beg for forgiveness, not ask for permission.
Yeah, don't ask for permission, but ask for forgiveness later. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, kid only averaged 28 for you all year long. Thank you for asking.
Giltay at the line here for Stanford at 1:55 to play. Stanford won't break their school record. We talked about their prolific first half, shooting 11 threes. Program record's 19 in a game. They're at 14 right now.
Who'd they have 19 against?
USC.
Wow.
On this floor 2 years ago. That was a conference game 2 years ago.
Which has gone the way of the Buffalo.
And Stanford has no need to rush here.
Very unselfish, though. I mean, the Stanford kid's not looking to pad stats. They're looking to pass the ball.
Jeremy Dent-Smith got in. Giltay with the follow.
He's good. He's a nice freshman. I mean,
yes.
Very athletic. Good legs as he learns how to play.
What do we got? A wet spot on the floor. Giltay's quietly come up with 12 points and 6 rebounds for Stanford.
Jalen Thompson into the lineup.
Yeah.
Redshirt junior.
So Kyle Smith thought he might get a shot to play first time this year. Or actually third time, I'm sorry, he's had 3 minutes prior. This is Krister's Skrinda, freshman. That has got some promise. Kyle Smith,
Riga, Latvia.
Yeah, just a freshman, but really likes him and likes the 2 things a coach would love: attitude and work ethic.
Yeah.
2-point shot there by Knuckles for Portland.
Just a freshman. Sometimes those kids from Europe take a little longer to adjust to basketball here.
Post defense foul there by James O'Donnell. Be a one-on-one. There's Skrinda.
Stanford's bigs, all those kids, a lot of them foreign kids, are pretty athletic. I mean, you watch them, they jump and run, and they get in the weight room, get a little stronger, and work on some skill work.
It's impossible to ignore the contrast when you understand some of the things that have happened in our country here over the last year, and then you look at basketball and see how international it is.
Oh, yeah.
In America, the country that invented the sport. Wow.
Well, they teach the game in Europe.
I know Dr. Naismith's relatives will get mad at me, I know. How about that? Ankle breaker by Gealer.
They teach the game in Europe like we used to teach it fundamentally. They actually work on fundamentals.
Whoops, whoops, whoop. Ah.
That is the
an ankle
definition of an ankle breaker.
Yep. A little bit like Montgomery in his Long Beach State days, huh?
Yeah, you bet.
Oh, Gealer blow by. And Giltay follows.
Well, we're back to 20, so balance has been restored. Shante, a lot of things to learn if you're University of Portland. If you're Kyle Smith, you've got to be pleased, particularly with the effort, particularly the attention to the scouting report, what they needed to do. Excellent performance by Kyle Smith and the Stanford Cardinal.
And so Stanford gets to 7-1. As you see, that hasn't happened here since pre-COVID.